The first part of The Crown Season 6 has just been released, and as a big fan of the show, I immediately watched it. But as everyone sometimes wonders, I wanted to talk about whether the show portrayed everything accurately and loyal to historical facts. Before delving into the big events of Season 6, I have to tell you this though. The Crown has usually been very truthful about what happened in front of the public eye, well, mostly. But what supposedly happened indoors, like the conversations between characters, has always been purely fiction. We should always keep that in mind. For example, no one knows what really happened in the suite between Diana and Dodi a few hours before their death. Did they really talk about proposal or marriage? The dialogue there is purely fictional. Now, let's see if the last weeks of Diana's life were portrayed accurately in the Netflix drama. One famous scene in the first part was where Diana and Dodi had a passionate kiss after discussing whether Dodi's lips were the right temperature. The show makes it seem like it was Dodi's father who hired the photographer and told him the boat's location. But according to the real photographer, that's not what happened at all. In an interview, Brenna said the idea that Dodi's father hired him was completely absurd and invented. Apparently, no one leaked that information to him. He would go to Sardinia every summer to get pictures of different celebrities, and the fact that he came across Diana and Dodi was a great stroke of luck. Yet, if you don't want to believe him, that's another story. Right in the first episode of Season 6, we see Diana trying to distract attention from Camilla's 50th birthday party. What was shown is actually accurate. Diana did pose in a leopard printed swimsuit and gave a spontaneous interview to reporters. Although the timeline is not clear in the show, this happened 4 days before Camilla's birthday. She wore the swimsuit and went to talk to the reporters, apparently mentioning how she was being abused and followed wherever she went. Diana posed for photos in the run up to the party and was actually shown frequently in the newspapers and tabloids, so the show did a pretty good job of reporting that event. One thing that was weird for me in the last few seasons was the depiction of Charles, and I saw this greatly in this season as well. It's like they paid Peter Morgan to depict Charles exceptionally kinder. After Diana's death, the Crown shows him loudly crying beside Diana's body. In the show, he's alone in the room, but in reality, Diana's sisters went there with him too. They remained there for nearly 10 minutes, and according to the reports, his eyes were red, but no crying sound was actually heard. I do believe Charles was upset after Diana's death, and he must have felt some regret, but it's obvious the scene in the show was a bit exaggerated. Besides what's wrong or right, there was one scene I wanted to see in the show that happened right after Diana's first trip to Saint-Tropez in episode 1, the funeral of Gianni Versace. On July 22, 1997, Diana attended his funeral and sat right next to Elton John. It was a pretty big pop culture moment. According to Dodi's private security guard, who talked about this in his memoir, Diana was pretty shaken by the news of Gianni's death and flew to Milan to attend the funeral. I thought we would see this in Season 6, but it didn't happen. I wanted to keep this short because too much happened in 4 episodes to jam into one video. But if you want to learn whether the other events portrayed in the show's final season are accurate or not, I can gladly make a part 2. What did you think of this season? Did the show's quality drop down? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe to next season for more videos like this, and see you soon.